Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yo,
sir.
what's going on?
Yes, we back. We back.
It's the Josh and Denver podcast. Exciting topics this week. Last week was a great week, wildcard weekend. It's your boy Denver right here.
And it's your boy Josh, coming at you with another episode. Man, it's playoff season within the NFL. So, it's the most exciting time. It's the divisional round games now, man. The games are starting today and tomorrow. It's a lot to get into, man.
Yeah, fam. You won another week, which is crazy. It's like 4 weeks in a row. I don't know what's going on. Like,
yo, I'm
telling some bad juju on me or something, dog. Like, what's going on, dog?
Nah, bro. Honestly, previous podcast when we were making picks, bro, I was just like, yo, I'm just gonna go with the team I like. Like, that's literally how I was. Now I'm like, yo, I'm gonna put thought into making my decisions this time. And for the past 4 weeks, man, making my educated decisions, it's been working for me, bro.
You guys so
what
lucky.
Can I say? What can I say?
Because last week, if y'all listen last week, I would have won if he would have picked the Cardinals over the Rams. Yeah. So I was trying to get him to pick the Cardinals. The last thing he flip-flopped and chose the 49ers and the Cowboys. He chose 49ers to win. And that's what lost me. That's what got me to lose. So if he would have kept with his same pick, I would have won.
I know, fam. But you see my game plan in there, bro. Like, you take it in. I really thought about that because I'm like, if I go with the Cardinals, like, I just had a feeling. I had a feeling that they weren't gonna pull it out. And man, it's a great idea on my part. Like, honestly, the way that the Cardinals choked, man, I've never seen Kyler Murray just be so inefficient, so ineffective. Like, it's just, it was terrible.
First playoff game, like I said, like, the staff was like, Cliff Kingsbury's first time in the playoffs, like, they were basically like rookies in the playoffs. Like, the Rams are way more experienced, especially on defense and offense, and the coaching staff. So that's why I picked them, and that proved to be true. Everyone's saying, "Oh, Cliff Kingsbury, he should get fired." I don't know about that. I think it's their first time there, but it definitely showed. Like, 19 for 34, 137 yards, 2 INTs. That's not the Kyler Murray that we know.
No.
Maybe he's still not healthy from the injury he had during the season. We don't know because he hasn't really played lights out since he got hurt.
That's true.
That's kind of playing into a little bit. But the Rams are just a way better team, and they just cruise right into the next round. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. It was like just smooth sailing for them. Honestly, everything worked their way. Man, I feel like maybe the story, the game would have been a little bit different if Kyler Murray had his top target in DeAndre Hopkins. Maybe he would have felt more comfortable, throwing the ball. But yeah, just that absence of DeAndre Hopkins, it really affected the overall offensive game plan and what they wanted to do. And yeah, man, they just, Kyler also made some, kind of foolish plays here and there too. I mean, you saw when they were backed up in the end zone and he was pressured. I feel like it definitely, of course it would have been a better decision to just hold onto the ball and give up the safety, as he was about to get tackled in the end zone, but he decided to throw it up, and then it was a easy pick 6 for LA because the man threw it underhanded. It was just no power in that throw, very off target. And then I believe it was Long, the DB. He's not even a starter. like LA was playing with a lot of secondary guys on the depth chart. So yeah, Long got an easy pick 6. Yeah, man, things really just got bad to worse from that moment on. Yeah, man, it sucks.
Yeah, I think like one of the improvements for Kyler Murray for next year is winning the danger zone, meaning like he's getting pressure and like he likes to like kind of step back and like try to make a play and like run around, like understand which makes him special, like a similar traits to Russell Wilson, who kind of had that same style around the pocket. You see like Lamar Jackson like trying to get out of the pocket, but sometimes you got to make like throw the ball away or throw incomplete. You got to make those decision plays so you put your team in a better position you said, maybe they just punt that ball out of there instead of throwing an INT, or like you said, or they get the safety. He takes a sack as a safety. And so just better decision making in the pocket, which I think will come with time. And so that's what I'm looking for next year. Like, I want to see him improve in the pocket and not just look to scramble out and just make a wild play. Like, it could be good, but also, like, you know, sometimes you got to make a better decision in certain situations.
Yeah, big facts. Yeah. As long as Kyler can improve on those things, I mean, again, this is his first rodeo, you know, into the playoffs. So, you know, because his story is really just beginning, you know, he can always, you know, rewrite it to, you know, basically ensure his success for the future. So, you know, as long as he keeps working on his game, you know, he'll be again a great quarterback for years to come. And this is just the first, you know, of many playoff appearances probably for Kyler. But on the other hand, you know, let's praise LA. You know, they really you know, just had it going. Their defense, man. I mean, yo, when you got the pressure from Von Miller and you got the pressure from Aaron Donald, man, that's just deadly, man. Going to be effective. And I can't wait to see what it's going to do to Tom Brady and how it's going to, you know, like how that game's going to play out. I mean, really, that's probably the game that I'm looking out for, you know, to see Tampa Bay with a unhealthy roster against LA, who's up and coming, but you know, you have Matthew Stafford, who's not always consistent, even though he was very consistent against Arizona. So man, it's just, I feel like that's the story for me. Like, that's the game that I'm looking out for. But yeah, back to again the Arizona and LA game. I mean, Matthew Stafford, like he was on. Like the man didn't really have Cooper Kupp available. You know, in I guess, you know, Arizona really game plan to kind of shut down Cooper Kupp, you know, double him, make sure that, you know, they always have Buddha over top to kind of, you know, check on him, blanket him. So Odell was free, man. And, you know, I see that connection brewing between Matthew Stafford and Odell. And it's really great to see, man. I like to see, I always want, you and me, we always wanted to see Odell succeed. And he's definitely doing so in LA, man. This is the perfect stage for him. He got his first playoff win, you know, for Stafford and Odell. You know, it's just, it's great, man. It's, you know, bare smiling faces on the LA side for sure.
Yeah, I made a nice, the first touchdown he got from Matt Stafford, contested catch in the end zone. Like you said, like, kind of puts everything into perspective. Like, you know, he was the one getting all the blame in Cleveland, but was he really the problem? Was Odell really the problem? I don't think so. I don't think he was the problem there. I think there was something else going on. Like I said, Baker Mayfield. We talked about it extensively in previous podcasts, but it shows you like, hey, he's a guy. He's willing. Like, a lot of people call him selfish and whatnot, but he's willing to kind of, you know, let Cooper Kupp get a lot of catches, and he could be like, you know, his not a sidekick, but he could be the one that he can play off Cooper Kupp. You know what I mean? When Cooper's doubled, they're putting a lot of coverage in Cooper Kupp's way, you know, give the ball to Odell, especially in the end zone. Like I said, like, he's been a great red zone target, which is great for the team, because whenever they get in the red zone, you know, Odell's gonna go up and get that ball. He's gonna go up and make a play. You know, whether the slant, breaking the DB's ankles, or going up and making like a Moss catch, he's willing to do that. So he's been definitely their top red zone target, which is awesome. Like, so I love the way he's played it all year, how he's progressed, and like going into next year, even have more chemistry with Stafford. And so, like you said, but this game's gonna be interesting against Tampa Bay, man. Interesting that you say Aaron Donald. Von Miller was all over the backfield against Kyler Murray. I think he had 3 TFLs.
Yeah.
So, like, Aaron Donald's kind of pissed last game too, so he's kind of playing that aggression. He got taken out for a couple of plays, you know, trying to fight, you know, managing the teams last game. So, yeah, man, this is gonna be a great game, dog. I think I know where I'm gonna go.
Word? You already got your prediction?
Yeah,
we'll save it before we'll save it.
Yeah, we'll save that.
Yeah, we'll save it till we get through the other games in the wild card weekend. But yeah, yeah, man, everything you said, again, just big facts. Yeah, man, it's gonna be very interesting to see LA in the next round. But yeah, that was a W. That was a W both on our parts. So it didn't really go toward our predictions. But let's get to a game that went toward our predictions, bro. Let's switch over to the AFC. let's talk about the Bengals and the Raiders, my guy. I remember we were texting throughout that game, and you're like, yo, Raiders should have got that. Raiders were close. You were so close, but
nah. That was a great game though. Yeah,
it was definitely a great game. Definitely a great game. Yeah, man. But shout out to my boy Joe Burrow, man. Coming in clutch for me. That guy is looking like prime, college national championship Joe Burrow from LSU. Him and Jamar Chase, their connection is they're just on the same page, like through and through. Like, I don't know how you stop them. Like, every pass to Jamar is a completion. Like, that's just a given, bro. And no one can stop it. No one's been stopping it. So I don't know how you're handling it. And if you're able to stop it, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon, CJ Uzama, he's a threat at tight end too. I mean, someone that we haven't really mentioned before on this podcast, but he was very effective in the game too against the Raiders. And yeah, man, it's just them being all on the same page and being consistent. Nothing's really stopping that offense, man. And it's amazing. Raiders were close, they kept themselves in the game. They're a constant thorn in the Bengals side for sure. But man, classic Carr, man, throwing a pick right in the red zone. Right when you
I was like so cheese. I was like, yo, they're about to win this, dog. Yo, all the way down to the red zone. I think it was on the 5-yard line, fam. And looked like the man just like closed eyes and threw the ball. Like, he made his decision pre-play, dog. Yo, he made his he snapped the ball
decision still, yeah,
and just threw the ball, fam. He didn't. There was no read, so it was definitely like a pre-snap read where he said, "Okay, this is the coverage they're in. I'm going to this receiver like as soon as the ball snapped." And that's exactly what he did, and it was a perfect play. I believe by the Bengals linebacker, and so that was crazy, man. I was like, oh my goodness, I kind of got lost, fam. That was crazy. I thought Carr was gonna pull that off, fam.
So kill me. Honestly, that's big facts though, like what you just mentioned. It made me think of freaking Madden. Sometimes when you just you just press the button even though it's highly contested. It's just you made a pre-snap read, you had an idea of the receiver that you're going to throw to in Madden, so you just press the button anyway, and then it gets picked because it's like that, like the coverage is too nice. Yeah, man, it's like Bengals contested that. Like, don't throw that ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a play that you expect Derek Carr to, or an NFL quarterback to still make. But the man just really tried to force it in there when there was really nothing there. And yeah, man, goodbye Raiders, yo. They, just goodbye. Another W on my side.
But I'm gonna say this though. If they face the Chiefs, for example, or the Bills with Josh Allen, you don't want to leave Mahomes the ball last to win the game. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So Bengals, so they earned that win. They said Joe Burrow played really well. He played like he was a 10-year vet, no interceptions. He had 2 TDs. He played a clean game, balled out. But against the Chiefs and possibly the Bills, you don't want to leave that ball last second to those two QBs. Because if Mahomes has a ball to end the game, the Chiefs are gonna beat them like that. So I feel like if they are up, I believe are they facing the Chiefs this coming a week? I believe so. I think it's Bengals Chiefs.
Yeah, I believe so too. Let me see right here. So actually, they're facing the Titans. Yeah, the Titans, bro.
Yeah, and so I mean
that's gonna be interesting too.
That's an interesting game.
Be a lot of interesting games in this divisional playoff round. I mean, Titans, man, they got Derrick Henry back now, man. He's activated for this game.
Is he healthy though, man? You think so?
I mean, he's healthy enough to be activated. So
if he's the old Derrick Henry, if he's playing like he was before he got hurt, fam, that's a Tannehill. He's all right, but
yeah, Tannehill is gonna be like. You already know play action pass. He gonna run the ball, play action pass. That's gonna be crazy. If Derrick Henry is that old Derrick Henry
game though.
Yeah, man, definitely. But back to like you were saying, you're right, man. Bengals can't be leaving the ball in a superstar quarterback's hands like a Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen, man. That's just like the recipe for a loss, for a comeback win for the Bills or for the Chiefs. They're lucky that it was the Raiders. They're lucky that it was Derek Carr. Lucky. Yeah, still Joe Burrow did play effectively. I mean, his touchdown pass to CJ Uzama, really, just a great connection. Joe Burrow's been making just outlandish plays. The man was practically out of bounds when he threw a touchdown pass to Tyler Boyd in the back of the end zone. I mean, the man is literally like in midair, out of bounds, passing that ball like crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
insane.
Joe Burrow is that real deal, man. He's really like, again, a quarterback that we're gonna see in the playoffs for years to come. And Bengals definitely got a good one, man. They got a gem.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, like you said, like, the Bengals of all teams, like, a team that have been struggling for a long time. It was the first playoff when they've won in 30 years. So they never won a playoff game when they had
Chad
Johnson, Carson Palmer,
TJ
Cedric Benson. Yes,
Cedric Benson.
Yeah, Cedric Benson. TJ Houshmandzadeh. They had Chris Henry. They were stacked, man. They were stacked. And they still
rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace to Chris Henry. And they still never won a playoff game. Everyone said, Carson Palmer was never healthy in the playoffs, but still, that's their first playoff wins since, I think, 30 years, since they had like Boomer Esiason, I believe,
wow.
back in the day. So that was big win, huge win for Cincinnati to finally get over the hump. I believe they were, out of all the four major sports, like, they were the ones that went the longest without winning a playoff game since their last win. So, wow. Like, this was like a huge like monkey off the back for the city of Cincinnati. So that was big for them. You said, like, Joe Burrow definitely playing like, he's a seasoned vet, second year in the league, but you have to factor in age as well. He's older than Lamar Jackson. How long has Lamar Jackson been in the NFL? Like 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
And he's older than Lamar Jackson. So this is crazy. Like, Joe Burrow's like, he's that guy for Cincinnati. And so they have done a tough matchup in Tennessee. But yeah, like, to the Raiders, I believe, like, some thoughts on them going for next year is, I guess they build on the team that they have. They had a pretty good year, despite the fact all stuff they went through, all the adversity. I would build on that. Free agency, the draft, and kind of use that for next year. You know what I mean? So I think they had a pretty good year for what everyone thought they were going to be this coming year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, although I was going down on the Raiders, I was coming down on them. Just their overall, season was impressive. All the adversity that they did fight through and overcome. It's basically they were basically like a Cinderella team. You know what I'm saying? So, salute to them for making it as far as they did. I mean, through everything that they faced, they really shouldn't have made it as far as they did. So shout out to them. Yeah, man, all I need is really Derek Carr, just to, if he builds upon, what he has in Las Vegas right now, with Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller, those guys, man, as they keep getting better, man, they're going to be, I think they're going to be effective. They're going to be scary. They're still going to be, a team to look out for within the AFC. If they keep D-Jack, I mean, I feel like D-Jack is a good presence in the locker room. And, when you need him for a deep ball, he's there too. A good veteran presence that can, basically, take the young guys maybe under his wing and whatnot and coach them up. I feel like that's going to be effective. They got Zay Jones too, a good young receiver. They got some guys, Josh Jacobs in the backfield, man. They got pieces. So definitely that's not the last of the Raiders, that we'll be seeing. They definitely will be in the playoff. I feel like they'll be in the playoffs again next year. It's just how far they will go,
Yeah, I definitely think that they should keep their coach, the interim coach, Steve, I think is Biscotti. I'm gonna say you pronounce the last name, but yeah, they should definitely keep him. Like, you know, to take over the team halfway through the season, through all the, you know, controversy with John Gruden and everything, and to lead them to the playoffs, and they won their last 4 games to make it. So I feel like he's the guy. Like, why go out and try to get another fresh new coaching staff? Keep that guy, keep the coaching staff, see if they can build off the momentum they did towards the end of the season. So that's my opinion. I don't know which way they're gonna go, but I think they should keep the head coach for next year. Yeah. All the players are vouching for him. And so
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, if the players vote, all you need is the GM. They have to hire a new GM. I believe they fired Mike Mayock, but I think the ownership should definitely keep him there so they can build off that momentum for next year.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's really won over that locker room, man, and yeah, like doesn't make sense to look for somebody new. Just need a new GM because Mike Mayock, I mean,
he made some pretty good picks. Hunter Renfrow.
He had great picks.
Darren Waller.
Like he had great picks, but the picks also didn't work out because of their off the field issues, right? His first round picks like Arnett and Henry Ruggs. Like, unfortunately, you know, their off season issues, you know, basically their character issues, which a GM should be aware of and you know what they're getting into. You know, it just unfortunately didn't work out, man. You know what I'm saying? So unfortunately, Mike Mayock, you're gonna get the blame for that, and maybe we'll see you on TV as an analyst again. But
I mean, I think you should get a second shot. I feel like.
Oh, you think he's gonna be GM for another team?
Maybe, or maybe like consultant. I feel like after the first round, he made some pretty good picks, like middle to late rounds. He found some gems.
Yeah, he found like Max Crosby, Darren Waller, as you said.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, he found a lot of like Hunter Renfrow, like in the 4th or 5th round. Like, he found a lot of like players like middle to end. So I feel like he's good finding those gems, but maybe you never know. Maybe John Gruden's the one that had the picks in the first round. Maybe John Gruden said, I want Arnett. I want Henry Ruggs. You never know. You know what I mean?
Oh, I guess. And then now Mike Mayock is being blamed for it.
Yeah, fam.
I see.
They got to find a scapegoat, fam.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah. If a team's losing, they have to fire somebody, fam. Somebody has to go. Either GM, a coach, a play. Somebody has to go.
Yeah, facts.
Speaking of that,
yeah, that's enough of that game though.
49ers Cowboys.
Let's get into 49ers Cowboys. Yep, that's right. Another W for me. You already know.
That honestly, was crazy, fab.
It really was, man. Another like, you know, to the wire type game. But honestly, Dak, man, Dak. This is what I'm gonna say. Dak, you wouldn't even be in that position if you just got it going from early. Like, there's too much inconsistency among the Cowboys, and they start off the games really slow. You know what I'm saying? A lot of penalties, man. Penalties were killing the Cowboys. Dak wasn't, making enough plays. Their run game was not as effective. On the other side, you saw San Fran. They got it going really early. Key passes to Debo, key runs to Debo. Like, Debo is like your RB1 and your wide receiver 1. Like, where do you find that, bro? Where do you find that? Like, how do you get
not many guys like that?
Nah, for like facts. Like, Debo's a different breed. So I mean, like, just that weapon in itself, man. Again, Debo's really putting the team on his back. I mean, Jimmy G didn't really have to do too much. Yeah, man. Like I said, they got it going early. Made enough plays to basically stay ahead in the game, and it had Dallas coming from behind, and they were basically a drive away from basically, was it winning the game or tying the game? And I don't even remember what the score was at that point.
To win the game, because they're down by 6.
Okay, to win the game.
Yeah.
And then Dak makes the decision when it's a couple seconds left on the clock, and you already know, like, the clock is gonna like the clock is gonna run off. You know what I'm saying? When if you don't throw the ball out of bounds, or make a completion for the receiver to get out of bounds to stop the clock. The man decides to take it himself. He slides. I feel like he took a little bit way too much extra yards. Because he did get the first down, but he decided to run for a little bit more. Took extra time off the clock. Decided to give the ball to his center to spot it, but you can't do that. You need the ref to spot it himself. And as the ref was he's kind of taking his time.
Sweet time, dog. This guy was drinking lemonade.
He's taking his time. He's taking his time. But then again, that could have been avoided if Dak, didn't try to run for extra yards, or again try to make a completion or throw the ball out of bounds. Like, you would have had time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, I just feel like this could have been avoidable. It could have very well been a Dallas win, but the inconsistencies, the penalties, man, and man, you gone to the next round.
Yeah, I would say that San Fran did play better. That game, so they definitely deserve to win. It just sucks how it ended. Like, I believe like maybe they would have still lost, but I believe that was a big play. Like, I was screaming at my TV. I was like, buddy, that's such a risky play. Like you said, like,
it is
to run and slide and expect to still beat the clock and have everything. Like, I believe they were gonna run a play. I don't know or I think they're actually gonna snap it to stop the clock.
Yeah,
with 1 second left.
Yeah.
To give another play to try to go in the end zone. But that was so risky. But I believe they had the worst formula. Like, Jimmy G, like he said, he didn't play his best game. Like, he can't play like that next game in terms of passing the ball. I think he threw, no TDs and 1 INT. They had a great, run balance. You know what I mean? Like, I think Earl Mitchell ran the ball 27 times. Compared to Dak, he threw the ball 40 times, and Zeke only rushed the ball like 12 times or something like that. And so, like, definitely, like, you can't have Dak passing. Like, you need that balance. Like, when the Cowboys are the best, at their best, is when Zeke is doing his thing. Their other running backs are stepping up, like Pollard and other running backs are stepping up, and then Zeke's able to do the play action, play off that. Like, to have him throw the ball 40 times, it's not the best way to success. I know they're down most of the game. They're trying to get themselves out of a hole, but I just feel like they didn't have that balance. Like, again, we're asking again at the end of a playoff game, why does Zeke only get 12 carries? Obviously, it's, Fred Warner was having a great game at linebacker for San Fran, so there's reasons why he couldn't get going. But man, like, it's just, you're paying Zeke all this money and you're not really utilizing him to the best. Like, maybe you don't have to run the ball, maybe more screens. I don't know, find other ways to get him the ball. Maybe put him in the slot more, make him run an option route, I don't know, like, find other ways for Zeke to touch the ball. Like, I just feel like they're not utilizing him to the value that he's able to impact the game. And so, yeah, like, I don't know, like, another Cowboys loss, like, I'm like never gonna put the Cowboys in the playoffs ever again.
Yeah,
like,
man,
for real,
always,
man. Like,
it's always like, going out on a limb if you're gonna pick the Cowboys to win in a playoff game. Man, yeah, like, honestly, I mean, I understand, Dak is he's a decent quarterback. He can get it done here and there, but making him throw 40 times, I don't know what you're really thinking. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you said, get that balance, get Zeke going. You got Tony Pollard, like, you have guys in the backfield that can carry the load, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, utilize them. Yeah, man. I think I saw on Twitter, it's like Tony Romo and Dak are tied for like the most like playoff appearances and losses or something like that. So it's like since Jimmy Johnson was the coach. So, man, they really haven't gotten it going since like the 90s, bro. Like, like it really is like the early 2000s, like the early 2000s to today, man. Dallas has just been like a mid-level team. I seen in comments, everyone's like, everyone likes to chime in. They have their own opinions. Everyone's like, oh, that's because you decided to get decide to make an undrafted quarterback your franchise player, and then a 4th round quarterback your franchise player, instead of drafting a quarterback maybe in like, the earlier rounds. I don't know if that's what's really contributed to it. I mean, Tony Romo had some good years. Dak Prescott has been playing. He has had good years as well. He's been playing good. So I mean, I don't know if it's like because of their humble beginnings or whatnot, where it's like they can only reach a certain ceiling. I don't know what it is, but man, it's just I don't know what they need to do to change. I don't really know what they need to do to change. Maybe they do need to draft a quarterback in the earlier rounds.
Yeah, I know what the solution is. They have a decent O-line. Like they had many years where their O-line has had great years. They said they have the QB, as they say, Dak. Is he the guy to bring him to the promised land? We get to find out. But you have Zeke, you have Tony Pollard, you have Dak. On the outside receivers, you have Amari Cooper, you have CeeDee Lamb. Obviously, like CeeDee Lamb didn't get the ball as much as he should have last game, but like, do you add another receiver? And they already have they have Gallup as well, and so like I feel like they have the team on defense. They have pieces on the defensive line, like DeMarcus Lawrence. Like maybe do you add more to the defense to take pressure off the offense? Like I feel like this was a year for them to make the run as far as they could, and like can they sign everybody back and keep bringing back the whole team? Like it's gonna be interesting to see what they do in free agency in the draft. Like, who they bring in? Like like I don't know. Like definitely run it back, but like how do you add to that? How do you complement the pieces you already have? Like you already have your receivers, right? CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. Do you take out Gap and get like another top 3 receiver? Like I mean, a third
does that
receiver?
even make sense? You have like a 1A and 1B already, so
exactly. It's like I don't know. Like I guess maybe add to the defense and whatnot, but like on offense, like I mean, their offense is the one that struggled the most, to be honest. And so, what the players have is kind of like shocking that they're not able to have that type of like be that like productive with the players that they have.
Yeah, man, Dallas, man, they're always going to be under a microscope. They're always going to be a topic of conversation, much like the LA Lakers, man, because I mean, Dallas, they're America's team. So yeah, man, just they're always going to be under scrutiny. They're always going to have high expectations. And when you don't meet it, we have conversations like these. You know what I'm saying?
I don't get how they're America's team still, man. Like, man,
honestly, I don't know. They just inherited it, like, from all that time ago when they were labeled as America's team. It's never gone away, and they're cursed with it.
Jerry Jones, man, you need to do something, fam.
Yeah, big fans.
Dallas, you let me down, but we'll talk about the last game quickly that I did win. You chose Philly to beat the Bucks.
Oh yeah.
Like I said,
that was
like a rookie QB the first time in the playoffs, man, against Tom Brady. Come on, man.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. That was an example of me just choosing a team that I liked to win. It wasn't like I knew this was gonna be one of my throwaway games. You know what I'm saying? So I knew like, okay, I have a potential of losing this game, but all the other ones I need to make sure that I pick the right picks to still win the week. So that's why, that's why I went with Philly on that one. So yeah, I'm proud that Philly has made the announcement that they're going to go forward with Jalen Hurts as the full-time starter again for the 2022 season. So I'm glad that he's basically proven himself enough to get that faith within the coaching staff, and I guess among maybe I don't know if the fan base is still completely sold on him, but I mean I'm sold on him. I feel like he does need another year to show everyone what he can possibly do. He's done a lot of great things within the season, but this game in particular within the playoffs against Tampa Bay, man, it was it wasn't Jalen Hurts' best showing. He really couldn't get it going, was basically inconsistent in his throwing motions, wasn't really on target, threw a big interception to Mike Edwards, get a versatile safety on Tampa Bay. Just one of those pieces on Tampa Bay that, just has that super goal. It wasn't a pick six, but it was a pick in the end zone though. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's just, again, it was like you were mentioning last podcast. I mean, Jalen Hurts was facing basically a Super Bowl experienced defense. And there really wasn't much that he could do. And the points that they did get was basically in garbage time. So yeah. And it was another interception thrown to Shaquille Barrett. I mean, that was an athletic interception. He reached up with like one hand, tipped it to himself. Yeah. Yeah. Tom Brady, it was also impressive to see how much he could get going with basically half of his supporting cast. I mean, if we take it in, he really only had Mike Evans and Gronk. But the backups really stepped up. People like Giovanni Bernard, Keyshawn Vaughn at running back. Both of them were getting had key carries, and scores. Cameron Brate was stepping up. Scotty
Miller.
Yeah, Scotty Miller, Tyler Johnson. All those guys were really stepping up. So shout out to them. They really, they know who they play with. They play with Tom Brady. So, they put their best foot forward. So I see how they can. It's great that they were still effective.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it wasn't the Eagles game, like I said, their first game in the playoffs. Jalen Hurts, he had to lead them to the playoffs in his first year starting is actually pretty good. Obviously, the Gardner Minshew didn't win a game, but still give it to Jalen Hurts for fighting through adversity. A lot of people, is he the QB1? Is he QB1? I believe so. I believe next year he builds off his momentum to next year, and so that's good that they were able to make the playoffs on his first year starting. So I think it was a successful season. Like I said, they add more weapons to Jalen Hurts, help him out more. You have Devontae Smith at receiver. You can maybe add another receiver in free agency, maybe in the draft a receiver, and add to that defense as well. So I feel like the ceiling's going up for them. But yeah, for like on terms of the Bucs, like I said, like Tom Brady's a master at utilizing the weapons he does have. You know what I mean? How many years in New England did we said like who's his weapons? He has like Edelman and Gronk, and who else does he have? And he still wins like 13, 14 games, sometimes even winning the Super Bowl with like not that many weapons. So he's a master of winning games with not a lot of weapons. So yeah, like definitely give it to him. For that game, like you said, he's utilizing all the weapons he does have. But imagine they had Godwin and AB, fam. Dog, I think they would be a strong consideration to make it all the way to the Super Bowl, fam, winning it. Without his full squad, bro.
Oh, definitely.
I'm not gonna give them, I'm not gonna ruin my predictions for next week, but fam, like I feel like they have their full squad, it would make it a lot more tougher to play, fam.
Yeah, I definitely agree, man. Definitely would have been, my pick to go into the Super Bowl again. Now I'm just a little unsure. I don't know how far Tom Brady can really get. Again, it's going to be interesting when we talk about our picks, between LA and Tampa Bay, man. I really am undecided right now. Like, I have no idea who I'm going to pick. So, I mean, you said earlier you kind of have a good idea who you're going to pick, but I still haven't even made up my mind. But yeah, man, imagine if Tom Brady really had all his, everyone healthy, his whole supporting cast, if AB didn't do his stupid shit. But I mean, we're gonna get more of an explanation from AB. I saw that, I Am Athlete, they teased that they're gonna have the podcast with AB as their special guest. So I'm looking forward to that episode, man. I believe it's coming out on the 24th. So I hope that our listeners are tapping into that as well. That's a podcast that we pay attention to. And just it's gonna be exciting to look into that. But yeah, man. Tom Brady, man, again, he's been effective with what he has. We'll see how effective he can be in this divisional round game.
Yeah, definitely interesting. We can kind of segue that, to give you guys, go into the good stuff, and we can go straight into our predictions right now for next week.
Let's do it.
Let's
do it, bro.
Get into the nice part right here.
Jeez. So, what do you want to start off with? Bengals Titans.
Ooh.
I mean, it's the first game. It's going to be at 4:30 today. So you want to start off with that one?
Fam. I want to hear you who you're going with first, man. Because Mr. Joe Burrow right here.
I know. This is very tough because again, we have Derrick Henry participating in this. I don't know how healthy he's going to be, but if they're activating him, and you already know how it is, when you got that run game going, and then Ryan Tannehill, he's Mr. Play Action for me. So Ryan Tannehill with his play action, probably connecting with AJ Brown, because he's gonna find himself wide open. That might be effective. Tennessee's also going to be at home because it's in Nissan Stadium, so they got that home crowd behind them. I might go with Tennessee on this, man. I mean, I feel like I'm going out on a limb a little bit, going against the hot hand with Joe Burrow. Again, he's looking like national championship Joe Burrow for LSU, but I'm going to go with Tennessee. Yeah, I just feel like there's too many driving factors, for Tennessee to win this game. And their defense, man, their defense is pretty decent too. They got key guys, Kevin Byard, at safety, guys that are able to,
that play well as a team.
Yeah, play well as a team ultimately. So I'm gonna go with Tennessee. Who do you got though?
I mean, let's just be honest here. Who's a better team right now? It's probably Tennessee if Derrick Henry's
I would
healthy.
say Tennessee's the better team. Overall, yeah.
The more experienced team, I say Tennessee.
And they're more experienced, exactly.
Been there, done that. My only question mark is, can you win a Super Bowl with Ryan Tannehill?
I don't think that. I'm not gonna go that far. I'm gonna say they go past the divisional round, but I don't think they can win the Super Bowl with Ryan Tannehill. Unfortunately, no knock towards Ryan Tannehill like that. Like, it's not like I don't like him or anything, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I don't think you see it either, do you?
I feel like he's great when they're in close games and maybe like leading games, but I think to win a Super Bowl, you have to kind of have that. Like, you're down by 10, you're down by 14, 5 minutes left, 6 minutes left, kind of that clutch factor. I haven't seen that yet in the playoffs with him. Like you say, he doesn't have too many playoff games, but we've seen that from the Brady, we've seen that from the Rodgers, from the Mahomes. You can keep going on the players that kind of that clutch factor where like, okay, like, he's down 10, but they still got a chance to win. I feel like with Tennessee, I haven't seen that yet from him. But I do know who does have that potential is Joe Burrow. He has that potential. Does he have the better team? No. But based off, last week and how he played, and he showed us something that he has that playoff vet mentality. And so, hate to do it. I know they're not the better team, but for Upset City here,
all right,
Upset City fans here right now.
I was waiting for the classic Upset City within the podcast.
I'm gonna go with the Bengals. Joey B finds a way, plays like a vet. Like I said, like this game, he has to put a lot of the shoulder. He has to put a lot on his shoulder just for this game.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not gonna have a Derrick Henry like he has a good running back with Joe Mixon, and he has like Bernard in the backfield as well to kind of split the carries. But Derrick Henry's that guy. He's gonna get the ball. It's gonna be hard to tackle him. So he has that kind of that factor. I feel like Joey B, they can control the clock. You know what I mean? Have that run pass balance. I feel like leave the ball in Joey B's hands, they have a chance to win the game. And so I think it's gonna be a tight game. Might be a toss up. And I say a lot of games we kind of predict are gonna be a tight game. Sometimes they're not, but I think this one's gonna be a tight game. So I'm going with Bengals here. I'm going with Joey B right here.
Yeah. All right, I see, bro. Upset City has made its appearance on the podcast, man. Love to see it. I love to see it. Yeah, we'll see, man. I'm excited about this game too, actually. I feel like it's this Bills and the Chiefs that I'm excited to see. I don't really care about the 49ers and the Packers. I feel like the Packers are gonna.
Yeah, we're both gonna put the Packers in that one.
Yeah, the Packers are gonna. I'm not gonna say they're gonna slap it up, but they're gonna win. Like they're gonna bring it up.
We could be surprised there, but I think Packers have all the momentum. But I'm definitely going on Packers and A-Rod at home. Packers.
Yeah, big facts. Yeah, like yeah, we're on the same page to that. So Bills Chiefs, I'm kind of. I feel like that's a little bit of a more of a toss up.
That's a tough game.
And the Rams and the Bucks, I haven't even made my pick yet. So for Bills and the Chiefs, man, I'm going to go against KC in this game. I'm gonna go against KC. Ultimately, I mean, they have really been getting hot as of late. Patrick Mahomes is looking more like his old self. Travis Kelce is balling like on a different level. I've been saying he's the best tight end in the NFL. And I mean, I feel like not a lot of people are going to support me on that because they're going to be like, oh, what about George Kittle, Darren Waller, Mark Edwards, Travis Kelce? Ain't nobody doing what he doing, bro. That man is such an athlete, like straight up, so deceptive with his speed, bro. Really can do anything for you. But Bills, man, I'm gonna go with the Bills because like I feel like my connection a little bit unstable. But if you can hear me, I feel like Josh Allen is on like a mission. You know what I'm saying? Josh Allen, the Bills overall, they're just on a mission. You know what I'm saying? They know how they felt when they was it the AFC conference round?
It was the AFC championship last year. It was Chiefs Bills.
Okay, yeah. So basically, how the Bills felt, after that loss, it devastated them. They were anticipating to win that game against the Chiefs. You have that classic photo of Stephon Diggs staring at the Chiefs celebrating, their AFC championship. So I feel like they're extra motivated and they're going to get it done. So anticipate Josh Allen now, all the tricks, bro. His classic running football for the yards that he needs. I anticipate to see some deep connections to Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, just basically they have bare receivers now that I think about it. Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, Gabriel
Davis,
Davis, and I don't know if they don't have Beasley healthy, do they, in this game? I don't know if they have Beasley healthy.
They have Singletary in the backfield.
Buffalo says they have no injured players in the injury report, so everyone's coming tapped in, bro. Like just based on the I've never seen on an injury report no injured players. Have you seen that before?
Nah, not fully healthy.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, everyone's focused, man. Everyone is ready for this game. I think this is a game that they were looking to come across in the playoffs, something that they marked on their calendar, and they're gonna pull it out, man.
Yeah, this is a pretty good pick, I think most people are kind of going with Bills versus Titans as a possibility for an AFC championship, which are two teams that no one thought would make it, because if you have Bills or Titans there, then one of those two teams are going to be in the Super Bowl. So Bills versus somebody or Titans versus somebody. So that's a good pick. You know what I mean? But I'm going to have to stick with Mahomes here. I'm stick with the KC, the Chiefs. You said they have all the weapons, Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? I think Mahomes has to show that, he's the old Mahomes. So I think he'll do that. He's been playing a lot better in the last few games. Kelce as tight end, utilize weapons that he has and players that he does have available. I think they find a way to win. Their defense has been playing a lot better. Tyrann Mathieu, their secondary as a whole has just been playing a lot better the last half of the season. So I think their defense has experience. But the Bills defense is pretty good too. Like I like their safeties that they have. I like Jordan Poyer, in the way he plays, and
yeah, there's safety Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde.
Yeah, I really like their safety tandem. But man, like I'm just going with. I think the Chiefs at home are just too much. I think the crowd's going to be insane for this game. Mahomes is going to have, all the momentum behind him. I think he. This is a rivalry. This is a big rivalry, and I think the Chiefs have the number. And the Chiefs have the Bills' number. Mahomes finds a way, and they win the game. So I'm gonna go Chiefs here,
man. I feel you. Another disagreement to go toward the predictions. I like it.
Rams Bucks.
Rams and Bucks, man. I still haven't made a decision, bro. But who are you thinking? I want to hear your pick now.
I'm gonna go upset, fam. I'm gonna go Rams, fam.
Ooh, jeez. Honestly, I was leaning toward them, but I was just like, I don't know if I want to go against Tom Brady again. But yeah, continue.
Yeah, I think the Rams right now. I think you said like Tampa Bay doesn't have all the weapons, so they're gonna lose at some point in the playoffs. I don't believe they're going to the Super Bowl. Either they're gonna lose this game or they're gonna lose the next game. And so I'm gonna put my cards and my eggs in one basket. I'm gonna say they're gonna lose this game. So a Rams team that's been there, they've done that. So they're playing better. They have Matthew Stafford. He finally got the monkey off his back, or his first playoff win. I believe right now they're the healthier team. Their defense is healthier. Their offense is healthier. They said they still have their top guys. They have Kupp. They have Odell. Have a healthy Matt Stafford. I feel like they're just a healthier team going into this game, which gives them like the advantage. So I'm gonna say the Rams are gonna pull this one off, and I think they get the win, man. I think the Rams, they're going to the conference championship, fam. I think Tom Brady loses this game, fam. The Rams already beat them in the regular season as well, so yeah, fam.
Yeah, they did. Man, I don't know, bro. I don't want to go against the Rams because I kind of want to see them make it past the divisional round. Like, but I'm just gonna say for the sake of this for this prediction, Tampa Bay is going to bring it out, and Tom Brady is going to prove again as to why he is the GOAT. Again, I know he doesn't have a lot of his roster healthy, but he still has a great connection with Mike Evans. He still has Gronk, and again, a lot of his supporting cast is going to be able to step up because they know that they're playing with the GOAT. They know that they're playing with, a once in a generational type player in Tom Brady, right? So also I don't know how Matthew Stafford is going to fare against that defense. Again, Tampa's defense is also very experienced. Again, they were they have Super Bowl experience, right? So it's something that Matthew Stafford may be, he may succumb to, he may be inconsistent. Again, I've always said, the Rams are only going to go as far as Matthew Stafford takes them. And if he proves to be inconsistent in this game, it's not going to be enough to win. So I can see another Mike Edwards interception, or I can see, just like any like Carlton Davis, like I can see any one of the DBs having maybe like a nice little day against Matthew Stafford, especially if they're able to effectively shut down Cooper Kupp. Maybe Odell doesn't have as big of a day, even though I would like to see him have a big day. Maybe he doesn't. So I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay. Yeah, man, Tom Brady proves again as to why he is the GOAT.
Okay, so we have all our picks in. Y'all, I got this week. I know I got this.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that because again, you picked the Bengals against the Titans. I don't know. I think I got that game. And the Bills and the Chiefs. Bills and the Chiefs. I feel like I got that one. I at least got 2 of these games, bro.
We'll see.
I'm gonna bring it up.
We'll see. Hey man, it's the NFL. You never know what's gonna happen, fam. The last 2 weeks you won by one game difference, and all games are tight. So I think the luck's coming back on my side. I think from here on out, it's gonna be it's gonna be Denver W's from here.
We'll see, bro. One game is all I need, bro, to carry it out, bro. So we'll see, man.
All right, fam. So that's your recap from last week. The wild card game, your predictions this week going to the divisional round. Like I said, it's getting hot in the NFL right now. I hope y'all following, I hope y'all watching these games with us. It's exciting. And that's your NFL, prediction and recap for this week.
Yes, sir, man. Again, it's playoff season, so we mainly going to be focusing on the NFL. Probably right up until the Super Bowl. Then we'll probably transition more into the NBA and give you all what y'all crave for when it comes to NBA. But yeah, man, right now it's straight football, bro. It's NFL straight football, and it's an exciting time for football, man. So I hope you guys are tapped in, and like you said, I hope you guys are watching the games with us.
All right, yeah, appreciate y'all. Another week, another explosive podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like I said, it's your boy Denver right here.
Yes, sir, and it's your boy Josh. Appreciate y'all. Love and blessings, y'all.
All right, peace.